Hello, Leandro. How are you? Good afternoon.
Hi, teacher. Good afternoon. I'm fine, and you?
I'm fine too. Well, let's please begin with our class and we'll actually continue with what we were doing. And
Okay.
so, on a previous class, we were talking about the use of models of ability. Here we go. Okay, so we talked about the models of ability and also you did a practice and we stopped here, right?
Yes, in that image.
Okay, and you did the practice or no?
I think I did. Yes. I'm not sure, but I think I did.
Let's please check. Mm-hmm. Ability, yes, you did. All right. So, is there maybe a doubt or a question that you may have about the morals of ability before we go on to the next thing?
Um, manage to is just for past, isn't it?
Manage to, well, to talk about the simple past tense to express an ability, you actually can use could, be able to, and manage to. Manage to is going to be to explaining an ability, and a specific ability. That's the difference with the others.
Okay, yeah, I think that will be all.
All right, well, let's please move on here. Well, next thing on this unit is the use of the possessive pronouns. And well, we have the list here. But first, it is important to review what is a possessive pronoun. So we are going to say that a possessive pronoun is a pronoun that is used to indicate possession or ownership. All right, so that means that something belongs to you. And well, here we have the list and an examples of these grammar tense. So this pen is mine, not your pen. This pen is my pen, not your pen. This pen is mine, not yours. As you see here in the first example, we were using possessive adjectives, but here we can also express the same meaning using possessive pronouns. And well, we have here, you know, from my is mine, from your is yours, from his is his, the same, from her is hers, from our is ours, and from your is yours, and their, theirs. The only difference between possessive adjectives and possessive pronouns is basically that these ones are going to be ending in an S, as you see here, right? And well, here we have specific examples using each and one of them. For example, with mine, can you please read the first statement with mine?
Okay, this is my laptop. It's mine.
Correct. And the other one, please.
These glasses aren't mine, not yours. This is my brother's book. It's his.
Mhm.
He offered to swap his camera for hers.
Yes.
I will show you. I will show you. I will show you to your room. Ours is next door. The house is yours, and the ship is theirs.
Yes, exactly. So as you see, All of these sentences are using possessive pronouns. And well, you can also make an explanation before no answering or using these possessive pronouns, or you can actually just say it's mine. For example, whose this laptop? It's mine, right? Whose are those glasses? They're yours, right? So you can just answer using the possessive pronoun. And well, it is very important for you to memorize, no? The writing, the spelling on these possessive pronouns. And very important to remember that they work as they were in the same line of subject. So as you can see, for example, from I, that is my in possessive adjective, is mine in possessive pronouns. So it is very important to review on the list, okay, of possessive adjectives and possessive pronouns as well. Possessive adjectives are topics that we review on models before. We review on A5, but because you are already beginning in this A7, it is very important for you to check on this, all right?
All right.
Yes, don't forget possessive adjectives. Okay, so is there a question or a doubt that you may have about this?
Yes, one of vocabulary. What does it mean, swap? Like in the fourth example, he offered to swap his camera for hers.
Oh, swap means to change,
To exchange, or like that.
not exchange, because we use exchange whenever we are exchanging money, currency from one, like for
Ah,
example,
okay,
from
exchange
dollars to
just
this.
for money.
To change, yes.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And what there is any difference between yours and yours? Like because in the list it says yours, and in the second and in the in number six, yours
Oh
and yours.
yeah, yes, it is in. Well, it is very important to remember the following. The first your is going to be related to a singular subject, like you as a singular person. And the second one is plural, all right? But because nowadays, most of the new list of subjects and possessive adjectives and pronouns, they only include one your. Why? Because they think that whenever you're making yourself want to be more specific about a singular person, you can easily be using his, hers, or its, right? So for them, it's like you should use them, these ones instead, to be more specific instead of saying yours and then yours, because most of the people, they don't understand, right? What is the difference between these two? And well, whenever we are talking about grammar specifically, the first your is related to a singular subject and the second one to plural subject. All right.
And
But
in a sentence, it depends on the context.
of course, it will be depending on the context. That's how you can tell if you're talking about a singular person or a plural
Okay.
subject. Mhm.
Okay, I think that will be it.
All right, let's please work on the practices.
Okay, I will let you know.
Thank you.
I've already finished here.
Nice. Let's please work on this second practice.
First of all, I have a question. I think
Yes.
that in this list is not like the possessive pronoun it's.
It's, yes. You have it's with an S at the end.
Yes, yes, exactly.
Yes. As I was saying in the example with yours, I mentioned it's, right? He, his, her, it's. But it's good that
Um,
you were able to tell. Thank
it's
you.
is with like things and some animals.
Exactly. They replace animals and things. And also they can replace even places. No?
Okay, nice. Thank you.
Yeah. You're welcome.
And teacher, I think that you sent the same link as the first one.
Oh, I'm sorry. Maybe you didn't copy it. Let's see. Sorry, apologies. It was my mistake.
Oh, don't worry.
Thank you.
I've already finished, teacher.
All right, so how did you go in this? How did you do on this second practice?
I think, well, I just got two wrong over 20.
All right, so I have another extra practice for you to do, but in case that you don't have any doubts or questions, we can move on. This depends on you.
And I think I can do the last quiz.
Yeah, sure. To practice, right? It is very
Yes.
important to practice. Yes, of course.
Okay, thank you. I finished, teacher.
Great. And how did you do with this last practice?
I think good. I didn't get any wrong.
Amazing. All right.
Then let's
So,
continue.
is there any further doubt or question that you may have about the possessive pronouns?
I think not.
All right. Well, let's please move forward. We have here a conversation practice about your favorite TV program. Let's please begin with The first question. What is your favorite TV program? It can be a program, it can be a series, it can be, yes, the two of them.
Hmm. Okay, I don't I don't watch TV like anymore. Like I don't watch TV like 2 years ago, but I remember that my favorite show was a wrestling show. Wrestling is like in Spanish it will be like lucha libre, a show called from the WWE. I used to see that show every Monday and every Friday. That it were the days where um, the show was needed. I think that will be the WWE shows.
All right. And what or which one could you say is your favorite program now that you watch? Or not even a TV program in particular, no, a series, because nowadays you know that we have different streams platform. They are very popular among us. So,
Hmm. Yes, I don't watch series also, but I could say like my favorite series. It could be like The House of Paper. I think that will be my favorite series and nowadays.
okay, all right. And talking about your favorite TV program that was about wrestling and your series, is that an international TV program?
Yes, and the wrestling show is from the United States, and The House of Paper, the series, is from Spain. Yes, it's from Spain.
All right. And what is the TV program about?
Okay, and the wrestling show is about that. It's about wrestling, like stories between a fighter and that wants to beat another fighter, like that, like wrestling with some history because that is the meaning of wrestling. Like it's like fighting, but with a story behind the fight. It is called um, rivalry, I think. And the series, The House of Paper, is about a a bank heist. Oh no, it's about yes, a bank heist principally with a band of people, with a group of people that wants to get a lot of money and like that.
All right. And how often do you watch that TV program?
As I told you, I don't watch TV anymore, like because it doesn't call my attention. But I think that how often I could say the when I used to watch TV, I used to watch in the wrestling show every Monday and Friday, and the series when a new season is coming up, when a new season is how do you say estrenar? Estrenada?
It's a premiere or available.
What?
It's available,
Okay,
you can say.
exactly. When a new season is available of the House of Paper, I watch the whole series, the whole season in one day, like 9 hours. Um, how do you say seguidas? I don't remember
9 hours straight.
exactly. 9 hours straight.
Okay. And who watches that TV program with you in case like the wrestling or your series?
um, I used to watch my wrestling show with my brother, with my bigger brother, because he taught me that show, and I used to watch that with him. And the series, all my family watched The House of Paper, and I think that with him, with them.
Okay. And what channel is it on?
And the wrestling show, I think that it is on Fox Sports. That now is it called Star Channel, I think. And The House of Paper is emitted by Netflix.
And why do you like the wrestling program and also this series that you watch?
Mm, I really liked my wrestling program because it calls my attention a lot. I think that the story behind the fight, the wrestlers, is just like a combination between two people that wants to fight and with a story behind it. Like, it doesn't matter the story, but it's like it's so impressive to see the fight with that story behind that fight. Like it has a lot of signification. It just one fight, it has a lot of signification and like that. And the series I like to watch because it's so entertaining. Like it's like an action series where you can see guns, shot, money, a lot of problems, and it's just like I don't know if it's comparable to a book that is cliffhanger. Yes, I think that it will be like that. It's like a book that is cliffhanger.
Okay. And how does that TV program change you?
The wrestling show has changed me a little bit because now it's one of my passions. When I remember that, like like, it's like if it's Monday and I remember that they are my wrestling program is on, I go to see it. I go to see it if I have the time, and it's like one of my passions. Like one thing that I really love. Like a normal person likes football, I like wrestling, like that. And the series, I think that almost anything I think like it's just a thing that likes me, but change me now, anything.
And who is its target audience, like your wrestling program and the other series that you watch?
From my and the target audience of my wrestling program before 2008 was public over 40 no over 14 years old, but now it's just like the target audience is just like kids. Not like not just kids, like every age. Like it's a PG program nowadays. But before 2008, it wasn't like that. It was just like TV 14. And the target audience of the House of Paper is, I think that the same every age. Well, at least 10 years old, I think, or 12.
All right, so that means that you would recommend that maybe to your cousins to watch if they were 10 years old.
I think that yes. It's just like an action series, and it has its scenes like that not that they that it has some scenes that not are the most um that 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 aren't the better thing for kids. But I think that if you want to see an action film, an action series or an action film, it can be a good option.
All right, and would you recommend that TV program to your friends?
A wrestling show, yes, because I think that I could recommend that because it's like a show. It's just like a show. It's an entertaining sport. It's like that. WWE means World Wrestling Entertainment. Then it's just entertaining, and I think that yes, it can like you a lot. And the
And
series, yes.
sorry, and what are the stories like?
And the stories like is each fighter, each wrestler they are called has a character. Like is someone that has a character of a demon like that, a demon. And there is another that has a character of a police. I don't know, or say something, and they go building his story. Like I don't know, the police uh, wants to fight against the demon because I don't know, the demon makes bad things. I don't know, and it's like that. They are histories like if if it were a movie, it's like that. But in the end, they fight and they can continue the rivalry or not. Often is between a heel. A heel is a person that is like the villain, the bad, the villain of the story, and a face is like they are called. He is called face. Is like the superhero of the story. Normally, it's like that. It's between a face and between a face and a heel, and it's entertaining. It's like a movie. It's exactly like a movie because there is someone that is the hero of the movie and someone that is the villain of the movie, like that. And sometimes wins, sometimes the villain wins or the super or the hero, like that. It's entertaining.
Nice. And who is your favorite character or wrestler in this case from this TV program?
And my favorite, like one that has marked me a lot, is called The Undertaker, like that. It has a character of a He's not a demon. It's like someone that lives in the dark. It's like in Spanish, Undertaker is enterrador. Then it's like that. It's someone that buries you. When he wins it, he buries you, and it can be because his promos. When a wrestler goes out to the ring and talks to the people with a microphone, it's called promos, like promos. And when he talks and saying that he will, one of his phrases most known by the people is like, "You will rest in peace." It's like that. It's one of the most builded characters I know. And now he's retired because he's a 55, I think, year old man. And well, I think that he will be the Undertaker.
All right. And who is your the worst character of the wrestling show?
There are a lot because there is some wrestlers that doesn't have that don't have a definite character. Like they are just wrestlers, people that fight for fight. Then the point of wrestling is that you have your character, like your definite character. But there are a lot of wrestlers that don't have any character, and I think that I can mention some people that yeah that no one's know, like and there is someone called Sin Cara. There is another called Calisto. There is another called um I don't remember James Ellsworth. Like some people that they are not known by anyone. They aren't known by anyone, but I think that they will be, because if you have a good character, you will be known by all of the people. Like I bet you, teacher, that you know John Cena. John Cena is a character of WWE, and it's like
Oh, yeah, I heard his name, but I didn't know that he participated in this program.
yeah, exactly. John Cena is a wrestler that um, he he was in the WWE until 2000. It's currently he's in the WWE, but he don't fight anymore because he's too old to fight. He fight
Oh,
like once a year.
so you need to have a specific age to be a participant of this kind of wrestling show?
It's like every sport in the world. Like when you are young, you will do better because you are young. But with the past of the years, you will getting injuries and like that waste your body, and when you get like 15 or 45, and you are considered old. You can still fighting if you want to, but you will not have the same ability as if you were like 20 or 30 years old. It's like as every sport in the world, like football is the same. You can't play football if you are 15 years old, 50 years old.
Oh, okay, I see. So all the fighting that they do is real?
Yes, the fighting is real. It's like, if the fighting is real, like the movement and the jumps from the, I don't know, from a ladder is all is real, but all that is but all of that fighting is planned. Is planned. O sea, it's like they make ensayos, I don't know, uh,
Or
before
rehearsals?
what
Rehearsals?
like that rehearsals and before the the official fight, and they say, I don't know, I think that they say, okay, then you will grab me and you will throw me to that to that screen. I don't know, and all of that, and behind that there is a history that they are some people that are called creatives. The creatives are in charge of creating the best histories between two people or three people or four people. Like they made the ideas for the history. Like they say, now in this show of Monday you will attack him, and then his brother will come and he will attack you, like that. There is a story planned, but at the moment of the fighting, all is real. But obviously, it's not like with the goal of killing the other. It's like they are professionals and they know which movement is so dangerous, which movement they can't apply or like that. But the fight is real, but it's planned. It's like a movie.
All right. So each fight is kind of like a series, like an episode.
Yes, we can say that, because each show, the story between two people, goes for no goes va hacia adelante,
Oh, goes forward.
goes yes, goes forward, like that. It's like the story is planned, the thing that they will do, it's planned, but the movements, they are real, because you can't you can't control. If you throw a person into a, I don't know, to a screen and the screens break, you can't control that, and the fight is real, but it all of this it's planned before the fight.
Okay. And how long does it last?
Yeah, the fights, it depends on the relevancy of the fight. Like if the characters are so good that the people like gets crazy to see him. Like I if you want to, I can show you the entrance of the Undertaker. He's like the wrestler that I told you. His entrance as a demon. He's not a demon. He's someone that lives in the dark. The people just get used to get crazy when saw him. Like they scream, they scream and like that. The people just get crazy. And the thing that every company looks is like attract people. And if the company sees that someone attracts people, the company will give the most possible time to the fight. Like a good fight used to last like 15 minutes, and a fight that is not relevant like 5 minutes or four. And if the fight is the best thing, like like a story that has been planned like for 2 years, it can last, or for more, it can last like 30 minutes. Or I know that fight that lasted like more than 1 hour.
Oh, okay. So they are not very long.
And no, because no, they are not very long. It's not like a fight lasts in like 3 hours. The show that I told you in Monday lasts 3 hours. But in that show, there are a lot of wrestlers that has his appropriate histories. He's that There are a lot of wrestlers that have their their own histories, and like he with him with like he against him, he against the other, he against the other, and like that. So, I mean, in that show, a lot of histories are produced, not just one.
Okay. So it lasts 3 hours, and then how many stories do you go through in those 3 hours? How many
Um,
episodes or
yeah, it's like every month. There are every month there is like an event, a special event that every month. Every month there is a special event, and that special event. In that special event is when usually the fighters, the wrestlers that were having that history and fight. In the show, in the seminal shows, like in Monday on Friday or Friday, you can have the normal thing is like having a not more than eight different stories, not more than eight, five, six. It also depends on the people. Like if the people is interested in see that, the the company will put more things or more time on develop that history. But if the people don't care about that, and the company will just give like 5 minutes or almost anything.
And are these shows recorded with a live audience?
Mm, Um, right now, not because we are in the middle of a pandemic, but yes, I think that the public or the people will return to the events like in July because this is produced in the USA and the shows are returning in United States. And people will be returning back to the shows like for July or August, I think. But right now, no, no. But normally, before the pandemic, yes, these shows are produced in a like hockey stadium or basketball stadium for 20,000 people, like that. Yeah, I think for 20,000 people or like that. But there is a show once a year. It's like the World Cup of the wrestling that is called WrestleMania. This is an event that is the most big event in all the story of wrestling in the world. It's like the World Cup, and in this show, the the company usually rents a American football stadium. That stadium is for not less than 70,000 people. Like this, it is produced in April usually. Like in this year, they produced that event WrestleMania with 25,000 people. I think yes, 25,000 people, and of course that the stadium is for 70,000. Then the people were like socially distanced with masks and like that.
Alright. And like, do you know around how much are they very popular, like football players? Like, do they get paid really well? Do you
Obviously,
know?
yes. It is the I think it is one of the most uh, here in Latin America is not so it's not so known. Conocido is like known, isn't it? Or how can you say?
Yes, known.
Okay. And here in Latin America is not like so known. In Mexico is known also because in Mexico there are like I think that three big wrestling companies. Here in Bolivia we just have the fighting of Las Cholitas. Anything else like that. But in the United States and in some places of the world, like Spain or Saudi Arabia or Canada or like that, it's so known. The wrestlers can get paid a lot so well. I know that there is a wrestler that gets paid more than $5 million a year. I think or more than that. I don't know. I think that is $5 million a month. Yes, I think that is that.
Oh, wow, that's a lot.
That's a lot because it's unknown in the United States. Not
So,
as much as American football, but it's almost.
oh, okay. So these wrestling companies are not only around America, like United States, also around the world.
Yeah, exactly. There are a lot of wrestling companies. They are in Japan. There are one called New Japan Pro Wrestling. In Mexico, there is one called the Triple A. Also, there is. There is one called the in Spanish is like Consejo Mundial de Lucha Libre, and in the United States there are a lot also. They are like it's not only the WWE. The WWE is like the biggest. It's like the the most known, the biggest, like where the that are the best, the most known wrestlers in the world. But behind the WWE, that there are more companies. Like there is one called TNA, AEW, Ring of Honor, and Los Angeles Pro Wrestling, and like that. There are a lot, but the most big and the most known actually is the WWE, at least in this part of the world. Because if you go to Japan or like in Asia, the most known is New Japan Pro Wrestling. That is another company so big.
All right. So whenever you were talking about the annual reunion, is that all of these big companies around the world gathered in one place?
How what?
You mentioned that there is like an annual reunion, like a big event. So that means that all of the companies around the world gather.
No. This one event, like the most of the year, that is called WrestleMania, is just by the WWE, like the big. It's just by them. Each company has his own big event. Like the Triple A in Mexico, the biggest event is called Triple Mania. In New Japan Pro Wrestling, I think it is called No Mercy. I think it is called. I can't remember. But WrestleMania, that is the biggest in the world, is just by WWE. Anything else?
All right. So it's huge.
Yes, it's really huge. And also for this event, it's like a show. Like they prepare an as as so big. No, the WWE prepares one a scenography that is so big. Scenography like so big with a lot of of light and fireworks and like that. There are like videos of presentation. As if you want to see right now, one it lasts like 30 seconds. It's the biggest event, and it's like the World Cup of wrestling, but it's just by WWE because each company has his own event. But the most known is the WrestleMania by WWE in the world.
Oh wow. So like people can be fan of these big events. It's kind of like a sport, I think, right? It's
Yes, it's an entertaining sport.
oh okay, I see. All right. Well, that sounds very interesting.
Yes, it
All
is.
right. So who would you recommend the series?
Ah, who?
And would you recommend the series that you talked about earlier
Oh yes,
to your
and
friends?
the House of Paper. I would really recommend it because it's like an action series that I don't know if it just amazed me because I don't watch much series. I don't watch any series actually. But it that series amazed me a lot because it has good characters that the character has a lot of charisma. Also, it has a good story, a good. It's like it puts you as in a sound. It puts you so tense, like so nervous for what is gonna happen. Like if you are reading a cliffhanger book, it's like that. In each episode of the series, the final is like what is gonna happen now, and you can't wait to see what is gonna happen. Yeah, and that's why I usually I see the whole series in one day. Have you seen it? The House of Paper?
Yes, I was starting. I was, I think, in season one, I think
Yes,
if I
it's
don't
so.
remember wrong, but
I
yes,
agree
it's
because
interesting.
it is so entertaining, and the story is like it's good. It's not the best story in the world, but it's good. You will get um, I don't know
Engaged?
how do you say? You will get engaged or no, you will get encariñada con with the characters.
Okay. And I
I
think there is one season that is soon going to be released, right?
I think that this year is going to be released.
Oh, wow.
The fifth, I think that is the fifth
The
or the
fifth.
fourth. Yeah, the fifth season. Yeah.
Okay. Well, that sounds like interesting. Well, I will have to take a look on this.
Yes, it's like an hour of episode that will pass so quick because there are so things that happen in an episode. That's why I love it.
That's nice. All right. Well, with this conversation practice, we finish unit number 3, right? On Monday, we will start with unit number 4. So that means that, well, all of the assignments will be available from this unit as well as the quiz. So you can work on it throughout the weekend and even until Monday if you want, no problem. And on Monday, we will start with the last unit from this module, okay?
Okay.
Nice. Let's please work on the survey. And that will be it for today.
Okay. I will change the link. Okay, I've already filled it.
Thank you
Then
very
have a
much.
great weekend, teacher. See you Monday.
See you Monday. Have a great weekend.
Bye.
Goodbye.